With Ewan McGregor's recent comments on Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 at LA Comic-Con and his Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony, it got me thinking about how a second season of the Kenobi series could work, and even more so, who the villain might be. On top of Qui-Gon's return, I think we could also see more of Vader in a second season as well, but not like you'd expect. And the hardest part is figuring out how to include Vader in a meaningful way without having him confront Obi-Wan again face to face. Could this villain role see the return of another beloved Star Wars character played by a beloved Star Wars actor? I think so, but before we get into who I think that person is, welcome back to my channel. My name is Scotty Holiday, I'm a queer Star Wars creator. Please consider liking, subscribing, and following me on social media for all my latest Star Wars content. So if not Vader, then who? There is the option of removing Vader from the story entirely for a new antagonist, and some fans are hoping to see Maul as the main villain for Kenobi's second season. And while I do like the idea of bringing Maul into the series, we've already seen the finale of Maul and Obi-Wan's rivalry play out in the Rebel Season 3 episode Twin Suns. That episode established that Maul had been searching for Kenobi for years, and only after combining the Jedi and Sith holocrons with Ezra Bridger did he learn of Obi-Wan's existence on Tatooine. Regardless, I'm sure Lucasfilm could find a way to include Maul if they really wanted to. Out of universe, we also run into the issue of who would even play Maul in Kenobi Season 2, Ray Park or Sam Witwer. And I personally would love to see Sam Witwer given the opportunity to play Maul in live action. While I don't think he could ever replace the physicality Ray brings to the character, Sam Witwer is just as much Maul as Ray Park is. I feel like Sam Witwer is so much more than just the voice of Maul, similar to how Ashley Eckstein is more than just the voice of Ahsoka, like she is Ahsoka. Sam Witwer has been integral in adding so much more depth to the character, more depth than he ever had in live action, depth that would be necessary for Maul to be a main antagonist to Obi-Wan at this point in the timeline. Let me know if you'd like to see Darth Maul in Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 and who would you prefer to play him? Let me know in the comments below. Shifting back to Darth Vader, we all know Vader is fully aware that Obi-Wan is still alive at the end of the series, and he's going to stop at nothing to find him, informing Palpatine that he has probe droids tracking every nearby system and that he'll destroy everything in their path until Kenobi is found. But Palpatine questions his motives, saying, "I wonder if your thoughts are clear on this, Lord Vader. Perhaps your feelings for your old master have left you weakened." Now, of course, Vader quickly switches it up, saying, "Kenobi means nothing. I serve only you, my master." But do y'all really think this is the end of his search? Because I don't. Vader is still very much Anakin Skywalker underneath the mask, and Anakin would never accept defeat, or at the very least give up a fight that easily. So this brings us back to the question, how can Vader be a part of Season 2 in a meaningful way without it coming off as fan service? I think the best way to pull this off is to have Vader training an acolyte or apprentice to hunt down Obi-Wan in secret. Just like how Anakin was given an apprentice during the Clone Wars, there's no reason why they couldn't give Vader an apprentice as well. The idea of Vader having a secret apprentice was explored before in the now Legends game, The Force Unleashed, so the potential is definitely there. We know that Darth Vader was in charge of the Inquisitorius, and I could even see him taking a liking to a promising Inquisitor, taking them under his tutelage as an acolyte or secret apprentice. And this is actually the option I prefer. Something I was looking forward to going into the Kenobi series was seeing the Inquisitors in live action and seeing them in action against Obi-Wan, but we unfortunately never got to see them clash sabers, a wasted opportunity in my opinion. This would give Lucasfilm the opportunity to create a brand new Inquisitor character, but I could also see them pulling from Legends continuity, making this the perfect time to reintroduce Galen Marek or Starkiller into canon. Like most Legends continuity brought into the canon, there's always going to be changes, but the main story beats of Galen Marek as Darth Vader's secret apprentice would still hold up in canon, while also providing a fan favorite character as a worthy adversary to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Dave Filoni has also admitted to toying around with bringing Starkiller back into canon as an Inquisitor in the past, with the main drawback being dialing down the character's power a lot. But I believe there's a happy medium where Vader could recognize Starkiller's potential above the other Inquisitors, making him the perfect candidate to task with such an important and personal mission. The series could go back and forth exploring the training and dynamic between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Vader and Starkiller, showing the inverse of the light and dark side master and apprentice relationship, and giving us a deeper look into Sith training as well. The series could also involve Vader more by showing the fallout of his defeat at the hands of Obi-Wan, taking out his anger and frustrations on the innocents of the galaxy, juxtaposed to Obi-Wan helping the innocents on Tatooine and or even nearby planets or systems. Either way, for me, I think Sam Witwer is essential when it comes to casting the next Obi-Wan Kenobi antagonist. Out of universe though, Ewan McGregor recently appeared at LA Comic Con and was asked if there was anything he'd like to do in Star Wars that he hasn't done yet. And to everyone's surprise, he immediately said Obi-Wan Season 2. He even elaborated saying that he'd like to wear the Clone Wars armor in flashbacks along with Hayden Christensen as Anakin, joking that they'd have to de-age him for it, but it's something he's definitely willing to do. He also said that on top of Clone Wars flashbacks, he believes there's another few stories to tell between the events of the Kenobi series and A New Hope, and that they're definitely exploring that with Lucasfilm, so there's still potential for an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 or even an Obi-Wan Kenobi film, especially with Disney's recent focus shifted from Disney Plus to the box office. I just hope that if they do continue Obi-Wan's story on screen, they give this series or movie the budget it deserves and no more of that blue light or shaky camera effect. But who would you want to see as the villain in Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2? Let me know down in the comments or join my Discord to continue the conversation there. Make sure to like, subscribe, and consider following me on social media at ScottyHolidaySW for all my latest Star Wars content. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.